company are making in order to address the new needs of clients, and in order to make sure that in the long term, we are very relevant, irrespective of whether there is recession or not. And the second thing is, what are our demands? And I say demands from the government, using the good offices of the bodies like NASSCOM in order to make sure that we have the right kind of people, which all of us can then use to deliver, industry-leading solutions. So first and foremost, I think when I came into the company, I found that every one of our clients was under-penetrated. Okay, and I think that was a revelation, because on the one hand, we had very solid kind of relationships, but everyone was under-penetrated. We really could, generate huge amounts of business from the same clients themselves. In addition, there was this big prospect list. So the first thing that crossed my mind and my team's mind is, how do we now start thinking the language of the client? What is it that we want, from them? This old game of, wage arbitrage, some, providing, more for less, cost reduction themes, these are all gone. Customers no more want that. The first thing we said is, we need to create some kind of a rallying cry across the company, really create a very clear kind of strategic, vision for the company, and have it percolated across the length and breadth and across every, individual within the company. And remember, this is a very, very complex business. We run large companies, large volumes across multiple time zones, across, the globe. And it's very, very important that everyone in the company talks the same language. The first thing is clear vision, very clearly approaching the market with a horizontal, vertical strategy, focusing very clearly on what are the verticals we wanted to be in and not really chase every vertical. Within those verticals, also saying, what are the sub-verticals we wanted to be in. So today, let's face it, no customer, you can't go to a customer and say, I'm an expert in banking. You got to go and say, retail, wholesale, capital markets, cards, you got to speak the language of the customer today. Whether if you go to healthcare, you can't say I'm a healthcare expert. You got to say payer, provider, product, device, pharma, things like that. The first thing that we did was start sensitizing our people around the fact that this is how the market is going to be. And if you want to give industry-leading, solutions to clients and driving their top lines and bottom lines and not their cost reduction themes, then we have to get relevant. It meant a huge amount of investment, and we are doing that right now. Investing in terms of domain, in terms of technology, creating the right learning and development programs around functional, domain, around general management skills, around soft skills, things like that, getting people really ready. Really focusing on getting people to lead the client and not just follow the client, which means, again, getting people who are qualified to sit in the client's strategic planning sessions. Let's face it, if more of us can have our people actually sitting at the strategic planning sessions of our clients, and then using that to understand what the client is looking for, giving them game-changing ideas in terms of where the industry is headed, what are the new disruptive thoughts that are coming in, what is competition doing, and 3 ideas that can really change the client's business environment. I see no reason why a client would throw us out of the door. They would spend more with us. So I think that's really the big opportunity. That's what we're focused on. The other thing that I'm looking for, and I've been focusing with my people, is to make sure that all of this is done, the back end is available, and to have the key business leaders spend 70% of their time with the client in their environment. I think it's very, very critical, because again, companies go to the market with different kind of methodologies. There are some who say, when I got this 100,000 people or 50,000 people, I run a factory approach. At WNS, it's different. We are a large company. We offer a customized approach, very customized, very client-centric approach, where we understand it's inch wide, mile deep. We understand every client, and we are very clear we don't chase every client. So that's the approach we want to have. So let's look at it. When we win a deal, what actually happens? Back to the reskilling thing. The first challenge is who's going to transition, who's got the domain knowledge, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, who's going to come up with technology solution. I think the first thing we need to do is, as a body, make sure we come up with programs with the government to get 500 or 600,000 people BPO ready coming into this industry. I think that's the first thing that we need to do. And at WNS, we want to lead this with the help of other companies, NASSCOM, and with the government. Because if we don't solve this, and if we don't solve it at an India level, then we could continue, we could have problems in the future. Like Nag said, we produce 4 million graduates, 10% are in this business. But let's face it, when we employ people, we interview 200 people and we select 2. So where did the balance 198 go? A lot of them probably are not ready for our industry. So how do we run a program with the help of the government to create people who are ready for this industry? I think that's one of the big challenges. Finally, I'd like to talk about specific programs we are now running at the company, and I'm sure all of you are also looking at it. Many companies probably are looking at it, but this is something that's extremely suitable for us. First and foremost, what I call my VIP program. Okay, every client of ours obviously is a VIP, but for us it's value innovation proposition. We actually go into the client, we run a strategic planning session with them with the help of a moderator, key people from our side, key people from their side. At the end of that session, we come out with clear business outcomes. These are not just cost reduction outcomes, but business outcomes. And I think it's very, very critical. We should engage with clients in that format, because having these meetings, engaging with the senior most people allows us to understand what they are looking for, and more importantly, allows the client to understand what we can provide to them. The second is the whole area of innovation and the platforms delivery story. Programs we run really are around trying to mine the minds of each one of our employees to come up with ideas that impact their particular client, impact the vertical. We then take it to a company-wide level, and we are now looking at programs which will, which ultimately will lead to new game-changing ideas for the client. So if you look at it, these kind of programs have actually resulted for a logistics client, for example, an idea where our people working on various platforms came and said, look, oil pricing is going to change. We're going to come up with a dynamic, we are suggesting a new fuel pricing module for you, something that was not asked for. Here's a good way of passing on certain costs to customers. And so being strategic and therefore earning the respect of the client, so to speak. In the case of an airline, another airline client, our people coming up with a completely new kind of solution that allowed the airline to be able to charge the right fare at the right time. Okay. Again, these are complex solutions. I won't bore you with this, but these kind of ideas get much more mind share with the client. Finally, I think global footprint is very, very critical. I think, from our perspective, we cannot be just seen as India players. WNS is not seen as one. We have operations all over the world, and we're still looking at expanding and creating more centers in other locations. But I think the future is also going to be not just about lift and shift, but about models of creating on-site centers, doing carve-outs, with clients, being able to tell them that, look, we can, you should focus on the banking business or the insurance business or the government business, enabling us to really run your business process. And we'll be able to do it with your employees, with your office, maybe at a lower price on new pricing terms and delivering better value. The other big opportunity I'm sure all of you have heard of for the last 2 days is the whole area of rural BPO. We need to do it. WNS is already doing work in Nashik and a few other locations, and we're looking at spreading the message further, getting deeper into the rural areas if we want to continue to attack the problems of attrition, wage inflation, and things like that, and more importantly, being relevant to the ecosystem here. I think finally there's huge headroom to grow, in this business. All of us have said it. NASSCOM has said 15% growth rate. People are talking about this industry going ahead of the IT industry in terms of overall numbers. We will continue to be a very nimble, flexible, right-sized, and innovative player that will help lead our customers and not follow them. So that's our strategy. And I think more companies, need to do this to be relevant in the long term and to ensure that recessionary trends do not impact us at all. Thank you.